Greetings and salutations, comic book conversationalists from all across the food plain, from border to border, coast to coast, and all points in between. This is Scott. This is Comic Book Hangover, and it's time for my final weekly haul video of 2022. And I have a nice selection of books here. Bit of a different venue. I'm actually, because of circumstances, I am able to sort of record it live in my father's truck, so hopefully the sound isn't too bad, but it's facing the right direction. I'm losing daylight, so I'm wanting to get this done as quickly as I can. So this week is kind of a mix. It's gonna be a mix of stuff that is new and a mix of stuff that is old, as well as a title that I won in my shop's weekly raffle. So we'll get on with that. And first and foremost, I do hope everybody had a great Christmas. Christmas was just a couple of days ago. I hope everybody had a great holiday, got some great stuff, and enjoyed some time with your loved ones, because, you know, that's probably more than anything, spending time with those you love and those you care about. It's probably a little bit more important than comic book related stuff. So hopefully everybody was able to enjoy some time with loved ones, whomever they may be. But that said, let's jump into the comic books first. Let's talk about, I'm going to show you the one that that I won in my raffle. This is The Curse of Cleaver County. It's a one-shot from Source Point Press. I do like Source Point Press. I don't really get a whole lot of their stuff for whatever reason, but the stuff that I have read from Source Point Press, I really enjoy a lot. They put out some good quality stuff. And so this is, I think it is a variant cover. The only reason why I went for this is because it has sort of an EC look to the setup on the cover there. I'm talking about the boxes up here. That's very, very EC-esque. And anybody who knows me well enough knows that I love some EC stuff. And if I can get an EC homage cover of any kind, I'm going to go for it. And I am going to actually read this, because I do see that it's a double feature one shot, so it's a one and done thing, so that's great. All right, so let's talk about the back issues that I got. We're gonna have, basically these are all variant covers, starting with, let's do it this way. Three Stooges photo cover. I grabbed the regular cover last time, so I'm going to start getting the photo covers for these, and I'm going to try to go back and get as many of the older photo covers that I can. Because being a Three Stooges fan, I feel like I should have those. I have all of the covers for the Shemp one-shot they put out. I actually ordered the set, and it came with some cards, and unfortunately the cards met with an untimely end. But that said, we've also got some Garbage Pail Kids stuff. Here is Madballs versus Garbage Pail Kids #4. This is the trading card variant. Bruised Brother versus Mugged Marcus. And this is the last of the Madballs versus Garbage Pail Kid variant covers. So that's all caught up. I might have one or more of one. This might even be the last one of these. I don't know. I have to double check when I go to back to my LCS. But this is the Garbage Pail Kids Origin, the trading card sketch cover variant. And I actually got an idea for these. I'm going to see if I can get another one of these, to see if I can find an artist that will do a Garbage Pail Kids card artwork for me. But I want to have one for my boys. So I want to have a Garbage Pail Kid for Parker and for Torrin. And for Parker, there's other Garbage Pail Kids that have the name Parker that I can kind of do that for. But Torrin's sort of an unusual name. And so I had to come up with something original for him, and I did. I was actually able to come up with a couple of ideas with the name Torrin that I think work out really well. One, I was able to, the visual that I have in my mind is more Garbage Pail Kid-esque than the other one. And I really like that. So if you're curious what the idea is, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to share that with you. Otherwise, I'm gonna get another one of these, and I'm gonna see if I can find an artist that can do up some good Garbage Pail Kids style artwork for me, so that my kids will have their own Garbage Pail Kids, and they'll be on the comic book cover. I'll send them into CBCS, and because they do the art encapsulation where there's not a grade on there. It's just, encapsulating it. It says art and has all the information about the artist. I have a couple books like that already, and I wouldn't mind doing that again with some Garbage Pail Kids. All right, so here's the back issues. These are from the back of my pull list. Well, continuing actually, the Three Stooges and the GPK books are part of it. This is wrapping it up. You're going to kind of get a theme here, but this is Tales of Suspense, featuring the power of Iron Man, number 57, facsimile edition. I'm still getting these facsimiles. I don't know why, but I enjoy them. Fantastic Four, number 52. Again, facsimile edition. And, there's so many of these facsimiles coming out, and I do this on occasion when I'm talking about these, because I find that some people will actually get these facsimile editions, like this one here. We got Amazing Spider-Man number 1, and they'll sell them online as if they're the original. They really won't specify that these are facsimile editions. And so new collectors who don't know really what to look for will get these facsimile editions thinking that they're getting the original for a good price, and they're getting screwed over. So what I always like to do, and I'll do it right here, when you find a facsimile edition, there are 3 things on the covers of a facsimile edition that do not exist on these older comic books. And that is this. You've got the modern Marvel logo will be somewhere on the cover. Usually they'll have it up here, but sometimes they'll have to move it around depending on the book. But as you can see, there's the, let's see if I get up close with the glare there. Okay, so there is the modern Marvel logo that you will find. That's not the original logo. The UPC is also always a giveaway. You look on there, you see the UPC there, how it's, and I'll show you on this one too. It's Fantastic Four book. Notice how the UPC hugs the the side of the book. If you have a regular Marvel book, a modern Marvel book, it will hug. The older books like this, they didn't have UPCs on the front. Books from like the 70s and 80s and 90s, they had the UPCs, but the UPCs weren't rectangle shaped, they were square shaped, and they would kind of float in the corner. They wouldn't touch the edges of the comic book cover. So those are 2. The third one is probably the most obvious, what I hope, is the price. If it's got a $3.99 price and it's an older Marvel comic, you got yourself a facsimile edition, and don't let anybody tell you different. And if somebody's trying to sell off a facsimile edition and they're trying to pass it off as an original, first off, you are kind of a lowlife for doing that. That's very dishonest, and it will hurt the hobby. It'll make the rest of us who are good and honest and fair collectors look like you, and that is kind of low. I mean, that's one of the lowest forms of life right there. Somebody who will try to pass off a facsimile for an original comic book and say, "Oh, look at this great deal you're getting." It's a bunch of BS. And you should have your collection forcibly taken from you. That said, let's go down to the books that I picked up this week. Now, I don't know if my area is the only one that had problems with this, but diamond shipments didn't arrive today because they were stuck because of all the snow and everything that we had. They're stuck, and they're probably going to arrive maybe tomorrow or next week. So it's fine. I'll pick up my books next week. So I was able to get some Marvel and DC. I didn't get any indie books. I think I have, I don't know, I have a couple of indie books that are supposed to be out. But anyway, these are the Marvel and DC books I picked up this week. Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead, number 4 of 6. This is the regular cover. Again, I'm only getting this because it's Bruce Campbell. I love some Bruce Campbell. But this is actually turning out to be a very entertaining book. I'm very, very much enjoying it. She-Hulk, number 9, with another boring cover. And again, and this is what I told my LCS, if nothing happens in this issue, I am dropping this book. So this may be the last issue of She-Hulk that I'm getting. I know people are enjoying this series and it's getting a lot of praise, but honestly, nothing's happening in it. We've had 9 issues and I think maybe 2 fights. And this whole thing with Jack of Hearts is kind of just a waste of a character in Jack of Hearts. And I don't know, it's boring. It's just a very boring book. To put it down to brass tacks, I was hoping that the first couple of issues, when nothing was happening, it's like, okay, so they're kind of setting it up. They're introducing She-Hulk to a new generation of readers. Give it a few issues, and we'll get into the good stuff. We'll get into some fun She-Hulk-esque action, because the sensational She-Hulk, she's always a lot of fun. But no, it just kept on, and we're still on essentially the first story arc. We're 9 issues in, and we're still in the first story arc. Whereas Strange, featuring Clea Strange as a new Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, that book has been balls to the wall action, and I've enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't want it to end. I know it's coming to an end because Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, is coming back next year, but I would rather Stephen Strange stay dead for a bit longer so we have Clea in her own book again, because I love Strange. It's such a great book. Probably one of my favorite new Marvel books in the last year or so. I can't remember when it started, if it started late 2021 or if it started 2022, because I know there's a bunch of months where issues were delayed. But that's possibly the last issue of She-Hulk that I'm getting, and this is back when She-Hulk was kind of more entertaining. Since this is the Savage She-Hulk, if you look there, barcode is hugging the side, and we got the modern day Marvel logo. We've got the $3.99. Yep, the $3.99 price right there. So that makes this a facsimile edition. I do have the original. Actually, I had 2. I had the newsstand and the direct edition. I sold off one of them. I had them graded. I sold off one of them, but I still have one original, and I've got the True Believers version, and now I've got this. So I like the old school She-Hulk. And it's kind of a goal for 2023 to get the full run of Savage She-Hulk. I have a few issues here and there. And that said, goals for my biggest goal, I think, for 2023 is there's 2 parts. Part 1 is getting all the debts that I have, get that paid off, and we kind of figured it out. We got an idea of how much our tax refund is going to be this year, and we should have enough to pay off everything that's on my credit, which will wipe everything out, which will help my credit score go up. Because by the end of 2023, my goal is to have my family together again and in the same house. I want to try to own a home. I'm tired of renting, but if we have to rent, then we'll have to rent. But my goal is by the end of 2023 to have the family back together under the same roof, so Parker and Torrin can wake up in their own bedrooms and see each other in the morning, and I can see my boys, both of my boys, when they go to bed, and in the morning when they wake up, and my wife as well. I can see her first thing and last thing of the day, because that's how I like to end and start my days, is by seeing my family. 2022 started off as an okay year, and then it just went pear-shaped real fast. Started off with having our own home. Basically, we had a house, and now we're in a situation that we're in now. 2023, new year, we're gonna go all out and do the best we can to get the family back together. So we're going to go through, and I think it's time to cut out certain aspects and certain people in our lives so that we have a more positive circle of friends and positive people in our family to help us, because we're may not be well known and may not surprise a lot of you, but we do probably too much, but we do a lot of charity type stuff. We're always trying to help other people. Sometimes to the detriment of ourselves, but we try to set the example for our boys that you help people when you're able to. So the past couple of Christmases, we've sponsored a family and taken in donations to make sure family with children are able to have a good Christmas and have food on their table Christmas Day. We're always giving to we give to the Aware Shelter. We take stuff to like homeless shelters and just try to help out as much as we can, which kind of helps us have a positive look on things, despite our rather downward turn of our year. But again, 2023, it's a whole new year. We got a plan and we have a goal, and we're gonna achieve the one, and we're gonna reach the other. So it's gonna happen. And then hopefully also 2023 we'll be able to go to conventions again. We haven't been able to go to conventions since like 2019, so hopefully 2023 we'll be able to go to conventions again, because they're great. They're a lot of fun. We know a lot of people that go to cons, and there's some that we really want to see again, like Jared Mayo from the M6P. We get to see him at the conventions every year, and we haven't been able to. We haven't seen that guy in a couple of years. And the M6P, they do the Marvelous box, which segue. again, Jared, a great guy, and I look forward to seeing him at conventions, hopefully next year, because he's such a good guy. The Marvelous box, I was able to gather some money and get a Marvelous box, so I think it got shipped yesterday, so hopefully by the end of this week, I'll have another video, and it'll be a Marvelous box on opening or unboxing. Anybody who is curious about Marvelous box, what that is, I do have a whole playlist of Marvelous box unboxings, and it's a blind box, all Marvel trades, 4 times a year. If you do the quarterly, it's like $30. It's $25 plus 5 shipping and handling, or you can do like $99, $10 shipping and handling if you want to do the full year. And basically all it is you get a blind box full of Marvel trades. And it's trades, it's graphic novels, it's hardcovers. I've gotten essentials, I've gotten epic collections. It's a wide variety of stuff. And it's a great way to expand your trade collection. Excuse me. We just got done eating. But I'm kind of thinking about also segueing away from regular individual books and getting more into trades. But that said, everybody, I'm losing daylight fast here, and people are starting to come down the street to kind of give me funny looks. Is like, why am I talking to my dashboard? But anyway, that said, you know what? For the cover of the week, I'm gonna go old school. Savage She-Hulk #1 facsimile edition. Since there's a new book out this week, it's going to be the cover of the week. But that said, everybody have a great day. Have an amazing weekend. If I don't have another video up, I hope everybody has a great new year. Be safe, and don't drink and drive. Always have, your designated driver. I want to make sure everybody gets home safe because, as important as it is to spend the holidays with your loved ones, we want to spend all the 2023 with our loved ones. So let's have a safe and fun New Year. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and everybody had as great of a new week, new comic book week as they could have. I will see everybody. If I don't see you all later this week with a Marvelous box unboxing, I'll see everybody next year with a Marvelous box unboxing video and another round of new comic books. Other than that, I got nothing else to say. Everybody have a great night. Let's turn this off now.